What an awesome journey today. I just got back from a small town called Hooper, Colorado. About 100 people live out there. Over the past several years, there has been 203 documented cases with many amazing pictures. I'm going to show you some of those in a moment of fascinating UFOs. Different shapes, different sizes, different colors, different times of day. And I didn't find any military bases anywhere close. And this spot is in the middle of nowhere. However, it's off of a highway called the Cosmic Highway. And you can go all the way back to the 1600s. And the conquistadors were documenting phenomena such as UFOs and paranormal experiences as well. So fascinating. So hold on, I'm going to show you pictures of that. I want to let you know real quick that, remember, Christmas is coming up. So if you want to get something really cool for your family and friends, or maybe just for yourself, this is a Morgan Stanley silver dollar. This one is lightly circulated. It's from 1884, and they've got different circulations. They've got some that are non-circulated, lightly circulated into the early 1900s. But this is what they were using back in the Wild West, and a lot of these were melted down for silver. So the deals right now are pretty hot. If you use the code Leak Project, you get a $5 discount. Go to historicsilvercoins.com. Things are pretty cool. So you could use it as a lucky silver coin. I had mine with me today, and it definitely was a lucky silver coin. So check them out, historicsilvercoins.com. All right, now let's take a look at the destination here. This is the UFO Watchtower. And if you go outside where these two vortexes are, you're going to see a whole bunch of props and relics and what looks like people, like, oh yeah, I'm going to leave behind my sunglasses, or I'm going to leave behind my CD that I have. Because this area, if you leave a piece behind and you ever need to... So the lady was telling me, very nice lady, by the way, that I met. Really cool lady. And she is a subscriber to Leak Project. So how cool is that? I'm going to get an interview with her and the lady that actually owns the place, hopefully. Her name is... Man, I just had her card, and I'll have to get it again. But anyway, very nice lady. And the UFO Watchtower, I mean, they only charge $5 for a carload to go check this place out. But I left a piece. I left some sunglasses on one of the Guardians. I gave one of the Guardians my sunglasses, and the other Guardian I gave my sunglass holder. Because I noticed that one of these Guardians had sunglasses and the other one didn't. I was like, hey, wait a second. You got to have the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine aspect that merge. But the energy is off the hook out there. And it's like a very kind, loving, amazing vibe. It's an amazing vibe out there. Well, she was telling me about the Guardians. And with these vortexes, when you have these vortexes, the Guardians are there protecting these vortexes as well, because they're gates that can manifest energies. And I'm going to show you some pictures in a minute that are just mind-boggling. But here's where it is. So it's off the Cosmic Highway, Hooper, Colorado. And look at all the farmland. It's like a different state out there. Once, I don't know, maybe an hour and 15 minutes outside of Pagosa, once you get past Wolf Creek, beautiful ski resort up there, and you keep going a ways, you're up about 7,800 feet elevation, and there's just tons of farmland. So you can see all this farmland out there. But this is the Cosmic Highway, Hooper. And if you look to the right there, where you've got the Great Sand Dunes, the Great Sand Dunes National Park, and some of the mountains behind that, that's where a lot of the activity takes place. The majority of it, people see things coming in from there. But all directions. Now, today was a bad day to spot UFOs because it was so cold and windy and overcast. It was snowing. It was a really bad day for that, but I did have an opportunity to meet some amazing people. And the gal that works there, oh my goodness, I could probably do an entire series of podcasts with her because she's just seen so many different UFOs and experiences that she's had. She shared with me a couple experiences off air that I believe are 100%. They're just like... It's like something out of a movie, like Harry Potter or something. It's just amazing. Absolutely incredible. So this is where all the UFO bases are, just to give you put into perspective. And if you go down to Mount Vista down here, or Hooper, you can see Hooper right here. So hours away from any military bases, and a lot of this stuff is coming from just east, here in between Duncan. Now, there's an Army National Guard recruiting center, but, I mean, that's, they don't have experimental craft there. So there's no bases that I can see in proximity. But now let me show you the cool stuff. Now this is where it gets, like, will you just look at it? What in the heck is that? So that thing manifested, and they didn't realize it until after they were looking at the pictures, and then they saw it. It manifested around these vortexes. So this is a very clear image of something like coming in to this dimension from a different dimension. I mean, it's not space debris. It's not swamp gas. I don't see Venus in proximity. Uranus is not in there. So that is amazing. Now, this is, to put into perspective, this is the actual picture. And then you can see right here, this is the watchtower, and you can see the flag. This is the picture that I took today, just to show you I was on the watchtower. This is the flag. And to the left of that is where this apparition appeared. What is that? Have you ever seen anything like that before? That reminds me a little bit of Labyrinth. And also, it looks very similar to an image that I found on Wikipedia from the late 1800s of this African shaman that was in a suit that looked very similar to that, but he had these like giant knives and he was fighting demons and spirits and doing this dance and this seance. Very similar to that. Very similar to that. So walking around the area, you can see just all these little relics and stuff like that in this path. There's the watchtower, so you can walk up to the watchtower, and it's just flat for miles and miles and miles and miles until you get to those mountains. And a lot of stuff comes from those mountains. But the wind was just gnarly. I had these gloves on that did a terrible job blocking the wind. Then just a couple minutes, my fingertips felt like they were frozen. It was about 28 degrees out there, plus the wind. It felt like it was maybe closer to 10. And I need to get out there on a sunny day. But there's camping you can do out there too. So I would like to do a 1 or 2 night camping trip out there and just see what kind of footage I can get with the camera and the drone. I mean, it was too windy to even launch the drone out there. And the lady that owns this, the gal that was working at the convenience store was telling me she's done hundreds of interviews. And I've never even heard of her. So I'm going to get her on the show, hopefully, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say. It's just kind of the area. But then you can see here, so the vortex that they were talking about, the vortexes that merge, you can see on each side, you've got the gray to the left, the gray to the right, and then the larger one in the center there with the wings. And that's where the merge point is. So when I went in there, the gal was saying, hey, leave something of yours here, and if you ever need to ask the guardians for help at a time, you can go back and remember what you left, and remember the wind, and remember what it felt like, and what you saw, and what if there's any smells or anything that could take you back to that time, what you heard, etc., what you felt, and ask for their help. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Somebody left their tripod there. It looked like a $60 tripod. I think it was like falling on the side. I think they must have forgot it because of the wind or something. I don't know. Well, look at that. It's pretty cool, right? Does this look happy? A happy camper. See, there's the sunglasses that I left for him. So that's the masculine side. That's the masculine vortex. This is the feminine vortex on the other side. She already had sunglasses. Like, man, you got to have a pair too. All the stuff people leave behind. Sure friendly out there. Really, really nice. And I just thought it was so cool that the gal that works there, she's like, oh yeah, we were talking for a minute, and she was telling me some stories, and then she goes, are you on YouTube? And I go, yeah. I go, it's a channel called Leak Project. And she goes, yeah, I'm a subscriber. And I go, really? I go, that's awesome. I go, how long have you been subscribed? And she's like, oh, about a year. I'm like, wow. I was like, that is so cool. I said, thank you so much. And just really neat to meet her. But remember, I told you that there was 203 documented cases of UFOs, and I had a chance to read 203. As I've told you before, that number 23 just follows me around. Not like Jim Carrey, though. Okay, not all. Right, anyway, I'm just saying. So, look at the time, too. The timestamp, 2:11 at 2:03. And would have been even more fascinating if it was today, because it would have been 11:11. But it was yesterday. So 11:10:18, 2:11, number 2:03. Something suddenly disappeared behind the mountains. It didn't come from above or from the, what's that say? From the nest? Anyway, it just dropped, seemed like a plane, but was moving too quickly and came out of nowhere. Oh, from the west. It didn't come from above or from the west. It didn't come from above or from the west. It just dropped, and it seemed like a plane, but it was moving too fast. Now, this right here is interesting, because if you could have actually seen the original, you'd notice there's an orb around it. And the gal that I was talking to saw something like this just the other day. Almost identical. But what's amazing is the different types of sightings and the different things people see out there. Now, I have seen this rod-shaped UFO as well, but it was a lot further out, and it was silver. At least when I saw it, it looked like it was silver or grayish. And then my coworker saw it a week later. I've talked about this before. Within a period of 7 days, the next weekend. First weekend I saw it when I was going to Logan off the freeway. I think I was around Ogden area. So I wasn't quite in Ogden yet, but I was off the main highway. I was heading to Logan from Salt Lake, and I saw it off the freeway. And the next time I saw it, I was heading to Moab with my coworker, and it was just way out there. And I said, man, I wish you would have seen that. When I was like, what, that UFO? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I saw it too. Anyway, so it's pretty cool. And it was way out there, but the color was different. Now, once again, this is a camera and the image, so maybe it was the same color. But these things, there's a lot of people that spot these rod-shaped UFOs, and pretty common in the UFO community. And I would really like to know who is piloting those vessels. Now, Wilbur Allen has images with his hyperstar lens and video footage that'll just blow your mind. It's like, what in the world is that? It's like intergalactic Pac-Man. And he has footage of it on almost a nightly basis. These things just fly through the sky, just bing, 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 bing. I don't know what they are, but how big are these things? Now let's go back again. I want to look at this this apparition that just manifests right off the deck there in between the vortexes. What in the heck is that? Pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. Now, you're probably saying, Rex, are you cold? You're wearing a coat? And not with my coat on. It feels great, actually. So with the coat on, it's amazing. And I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, we live in amazing times. And there's so many different places out there that these anomalies pop up. Yet because of the compartmentalization around the world, designed to keep people in a specific box and paradigm, it seems like this will never become sites like this, as amazing as they are, and as many people that go to these places and are looking for the truth and stuff like that, it's always going to remain a fringe side of things, I feel, which maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's good that not everybody wants to believe outside of their comfort zone. Just makes it a little bit more exciting. I don't know. I mean, because you can definitely lead a horse to water, but whether or not it's going to drink it is completely different. Like I've done this, analogy before. If somebody's dying of thirst, so you offer them, filtered water that's in a glass, and it's not in like a plastic container that has a name brand on it. And so it's like, oh, I can't have that, man. It's gotta have that name brand. It's gotta have bisphenol A in it. So I'm just saying. And there's also, if you go back to the 1600s, like I was saying, the conquistadors that were documenting these weird anomalies in the skies, that would pretty much take away the possibility of saying all of it's military, at least modern military, somebody else's military. mean, the natives are talking about it. Now, these petroglyphs in the Four Corners area, some of these weird disc-shaped looking things and such, maybe they were seeing similar anomalies. Where are they coming from is what I want to know. I mean, what's out there? Is there some type of... So we've seen these miniature vortexes, and I felt them. But where are these things coming from? Like, why are they so prone to be in this area where there's hardly anybody? There's nothing out there, and just bizarre anomalies popping up all the time. Like, is there like an entrance to a base out there somewhere, some type of ET base? Or is there another vortex out there where they're coming in and out of existence? Where it's almost like an interdimensional spaceport. Okay, now we're here in U.S. Okay, humans are fine. Let's go next. Like, and then they're in like Sirius B or something like that, or Alpha Centauri, or the Draconian star system, or the Marshmallow Man quadrant. He's working on his own like quadrant right now. After we developed him, he's out some weird place in space having a good time. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for hitting that like button, the subscribe button. Now make sure that bell is clicked so you'll get access to the live shows. I've got like 3 great shows at least tomorrow. We're going to have Colin Plume. This guy is one of the top brokers on the planet. Very knowledgeable in the markets, the money markets. There's a lot of volatility in the stock market right now, so people are kind of looking at gold and silver. We've been talking to my mother-in-law about, she's got a little bit of a 401k and an IRA that she's built up, and she's kind of concerned about the stocks. So I said, hey, maybe you should check out Noble Gold. And so she's actually going to look into moving her monies into gold and silver as well. Really easy. If anything, if you just want to get free books, like Noble Gold is giving free books for Leak Project listeners. So you can click that link, get the free book, read it. It's pretty informative. So, and it's late. It's about midnight right now. Been on the road a large portion of the day, so there's a little bit of rambling going on. Be the change you want to see.
We come in peace.